whole full day eating shit looks like for me currently, because everything was just updated macro-wise. I already put in the Gatorade, but I'm still doing about 50 grams of carbs during my intra. I just woke up 30 minutes ago. So my first quote-unquote meal is an intra still. I saw a couple of comments on the last video. This is 1 scoop of whey protein, 25 grams. Saw a couple of comments in the last video about intra shake. Yes, absolutely. Especially for me when I'm doing my morning training. I definitely want an intra shake. So if you're waking up and you're training first thing, it's very wise to have intra-workout carbohydrates and protein. Mix it with protein because it's the only thing that can actually supply the fractional synthetic rate and also mute the fractional breakdown rate. So when you're using EAAs, BCAAs, you're able to somewhat blunt that fractional breakdown problem, but you're not really supplying the FSRs, so the synthetic rate of muscle growth. So once you go to the gym, you start training, and then you're done training, you have nutrients, first of all, blood glucose and everything to help get you through the session. Second of all, you begin that repair process a lot sooner. So high glycemic carbs paired with something like whey protein. As I get deeper into the prep, I may wake up earlier, eat a meal prior, just so that way I'm not hungry. I highly doubt that I'll have to, but for you people who get kind of, they get more hungry on diets, that's definitely a fine way to do it. I don't tend to get too hungry. I just kind of get fatigued. So that's the biggest thing that bothers me whenever I'm super lean. But that's one way you can do it, is eating whole foods and not having liquid calories, obviously, is going to help quite a bit in the prep. So if you need to do that, it's totally fine. I like the intra. It's just better as far as the nutrient timing goes. And when you're doing everything else right, why not do this right? My food got brought down to carbs for 50 grams, protein 250, fats 50 still. So already a pretty big drop, and it's going to be fun. I'm excited to lean out really fast. I've already dropped like 5 pounds of water, so there's that. I'm going to make this with about a gram of salt. I'm going to also drink a pre and have my morning vitamins and everything. Oof. That one's going in the trash. Whew. Yeah, so time to take that, drink this, head to the gym, and I'll see you there. All right, so this is day number 2 for y'all. I am clearly here with Hunter and Joe. We are doing a pull session today. Even though it is week 1 of my new meso, I kept in the prime incline row. It's clicking super well. I've gone up quite a bit in weight. You don't need to inherently change things every mesocycle, but I do like to change things every 2-ish mesocycles, especially in a dieting phase. So the variations will change next meso. Even if that's ever so slightly, like we do an overhand on the same exact movement instead of a neutral hand here. It's totally fine. But I'll let you all view the back session. If you have any questions, please comment on this video, because what I like to do in many of these videos is go to the previous video. So I'm going to the push video now, and I'm going to answer some questions that are on that video. So if you would like, I will answer your questions in the next one off of this video. Just let me know, and I'm going to head over and get these questions. Somebody had a question regarding tempo. They're under the impression that over time I'm getting better at targeting the muscle or putting it in a disadvantageous position in the exercise, which results in better SFR, better mind muscle connection, and slower rep progressions. So I'll get better and better pump, soreness, local fatigue, doing the same reps or just a few more, for example, dips. Now it's great for my joints. It makes it harder to track progressions. My stimulus might be way up, but my physique is also progressing, but the weight is basically the same. How do you deal with this? What are your technique of getting better? How do you know if you're getting better? Find the best SFR on every exercise. Find a typical cadence that seems to work for you and keep that. You're not just trying to, over time, make it even slower and pause even longer and this.
when you come back to the exact same exercise, you should perform it the exact same as you did once you get that figured out. So figure out that SFR for you. In the meantime, in the interim, it's absolutely fine that you are progressing while increasing ROM, controlling the eccentric more, feeling healthier, which is fucking amazing. But you're only either going down in the weight because it makes it so much harder, or weight is staying the same, but you're getting more volume out of it due to the force times distance component. So yes, you're literally getting more volume in by increasing force times distance, slowing down the eccentrics because there's more time under tension, quote unquote, there. So you are technically increasing volume there. But once you figure it out and you get to a pretty decent cadence, like a 3-second eccentric, forceful concentric, depending on what the exercise is, stick with it and then progress from there. Absolutely fine. That's totally cool. So hopefully that answers your question. If you need me to follow up, feel free to leave another comment. Somebody says they are currently 17. They notice they frequently get sick in their peak week of their mesocycle, a week before their peak week, or in deload week. Usually get sick around the 5 to 6 week mark. Currently doing my final year of high school and devoting a lot of time and effort to study, so I understand the lifestyle soreness higher than normal. I recommend just pulling back and potentially deloading a week sooner. I think that that's absolutely okay. You could be overreaching. As we know, people who are more beginner in training, you're 17, I don't assume you've been training for 5 years, especially not with like a more science-based approach. But you could definitely be overreaching too soon. And if you overreach and you continue to push it really hard, especially when you're studying super hard and the lifestyle's crazy, yeah, you could get sick. So if you start to notice, sorry, I have to interrupt Hunter being silly. I was like, I'm definitely keeping that in. You just slapped your butt. But yeah, you could be getting sick from that. That's definitely a thing. But if you notice the symptoms of prior to getting sick start to creep in, begin the deload. Absolutely fine. Also, you're 17. You don't need to inherently push things as close to failure as somebody who is advanced in training or intermediate in training if you've only been training for a couple of years. So I would take that in consideration as well. You can totally progress just by doing a few sets with like 4 in the tank for a couple weeks, 3 in the tank for a couple weeks, 2 in the tank for a couple weeks, and then if you want to deload right there, that's 6 weeks deload. But hopefully that helps, and just really monitor those symptoms. It's not worth it to overreach so often, especially as a younger trainee. Do I recommend keeping the barbell close to your shins or letting it drift forward with your arms when I'm doing a straight leg deadlift and the only goes to maximize hypertrophy? I like to let the bar naturally fall where it kind of does while pushing my butt up and back into the corner, knees back, legs fairly straight with a slight bend, and just not reaching forward because that puts more stress on the erectors. I keep the bar such that it is kind of naturally going to the ground, but if I notice that I'm getting off balance and I'm reaching the bar forward a lot more, it does put tons of stress there, so I tend to pull it back a tad into my shins. So I keep it pretty fucking close because I'm trying to limit the amount of tension that is on my erectors, and that's absolutely fine. I would say try that, especially if you're starting to feel a lot of tension in the lower back. If it doesn't work and you just get off balance, try to create a more stable base, brace into your belt a little better, arch really hard, and try again. Get those lats kind of like locked in place, and then you should be good. Somebody asked about DHT increasing hair loss, and I answered them on here, but I think you guys should all just kind of hear this. I don't think it actually does. Creatine doesn't lead to hair loss. There was a couple initial scare studies back in like 2014, 2015 when people realized that it increases DHT, and then since then it's been studied pretty hard, and I'm pretty fucking sure, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, that it didn't lead to hair loss. So I don't believe that is a thing. People also try, I think there was also scare that it led to like neurodegenerative effects. There was all kinds of scares with creatine, but people just want to like scaremonger the supplement industry. And We know some work really well, and creatine's one of those. Guys, you don't have anything to fear with creatine. Females and men alike. Yes, correct. That is Joe Sullivan, who bent the entire bar over his back. If you guys have not seen that video, you should go watch it. It's all over the internet. Pretty crazy. This guy says he's 6.5 weeks out and he loves some more content for cardio. Well, hell yeah, man, because I think this video is about 20 minutes long. This should get you through a good chunk of that. When I say touching lower on the chest feels better on my elbows and shoulders, does this mean that I always feel joint pain when I train? I don't know why that would be the conclusion. No, it does not. You can feel some discomfort and not have joint pain. I hope that makes sense. My elbows sometimes get joint pain. My shoulders hardly ever, if ever. It just, you can feel weirdness, if that makes sense. And just because, let's pretend that it was joint pain in this exercise, no, that doesn't mean I always feel joint pain when I train. It could just be on specific exercises. So no, if you're out of position, you're more likely to feel some joint pain or some weirdness, which could lead to joint pain. So it's better to just get into more stacked and better positions. I was a little too far back. It made it to where my elbows were not stacked over my, or my wrists weren't stacked over my elbows, and it led to some weird shit. So I moved back just to 10. Someone wants to see me on the classic stage again. Yeah, we'll see if it happens. I'm thinking that it wouldn't be terribly hard to make that cab. Well, it's going to be hard, but, you know. We'll see what happens. How would I go about training triceps while putting the least amount of stress on my elbow that I possibly could? This person has a pin in their elbow. Stops them from training their left arm completely. When they train the triceps, the pin is grinding. I can deal with the pain. I have to with that arm, but there are different kinds of pain. Yeah, I totally get that. Can't do sculls, can't do extensions. Easy bar is almost more than the elbow can handle. Cable single arm pull downs, maybe mean press down. And pulling my arm more across my body and holding it down straight. Still requires to keep the weight low, 30 plus reps. Nothing wrong with that. Try the same thing, but with setting the cam adjusted to like head height and getting that cable, pulling your arm up, grabbing the cable behind you, and then doing kind of like a standing skull crusher where that cable's coming right past your face. You just step over to the right or left of it, depending on the arm you're training. And you just basically extend your arm, come back slow, extend your arm. That could help a lot. Fortunately for you, the eccentric is more important, and there's a lot of research and studying on the length and partials now. So if you can get away with a lot of length and partials with some decently, like a decent amount of weight, you know, more in the 15, 20 range, this should be totally fine. You don't got to inherently extend all the way. It would be better, obviously, but try it out. Try those. Try any other cool little variation that you see. A cable overhead is also a good one. A katana press, look that one up. Eugene has some good things on that. But that could definitely be a good one for you to try. I like those a lot. I just put them into this mesocycle, actually. So see if you like them. Let's see. Topics this person would like to learn more about. Nutrition on cutting. Why do different variations when lifting, while working out the rest periods. I could just link a video to each of these because we have on the RP channel. This is Matthew A4307. On the RP channel, if you literally just type these in, Mike has full-on explanations of every single one of those topics. So I would first and foremost, say go watch those, because they're like 15 to 30-minute lectures, especially the rest period one. We have an entire algorithm for that on our website as well, in the Hypertrophy Hub articles, rest times. So type that into Google, you'll find a whole bunch of shit. Guys, this is coming to an end. I will answer more questions. Please leave them below. I'll answer them in the next video. I believe I'm just going to show you more food shit in the next scenes and kind of close the video out. Thank you a shitload for watching as much as you have, and I'll see you in the next video. Because I am still at such high carbs, I'm going to be weighing out enough for this for 100 grams carbs, and then I will be doing Fairlife milk to make up the rest of the carbs and protein, as well as just a little bit of protein. So the Fairlife milk, one serving, will have 11 to 13 grams of protein, plus I'll make up the rest in whey. So I'll have about 40 grams protein in this meal, 100 grams carbs, and as low as fat as possible. So it's going to be roughly like 6 to 8, I believe. Boop. Trifecta shrimp, next meal. Going to be doing 2 servings here. That is about 8 ounces of shrimp. And then trifecta white rice. There's 4 servings in this package at 28 grams of carbs apiece. So if you round up, that's 3. About 120 grams of carbs in this bad boy. So most of this package, weigh it out, put it in this frying pan. Shrimp in there, some sauces, and that will be my next meal. So about 40 grams of protein and another 100-ish grams of rice. So meal 3 in the books. This will be my last meal before my PM session, and then I will go do that. Another small intra, or just get it, make those intra carbs up in the post-workout meal. And I will let you guys know when I'm eating those as well. Just going to make something real quick to show you guys. Shrimp, rice. I don't track my water per se, but I do make sure I get about 3 of these per day. 1 is my intra shake, obviously. 2 more, and then I'll have water throughout the day. Plus, staple, if you don't know, Diet Pepsi, diet drinks of any kind. Diet root beer is actually my favorite, but these are staples. Caffeine-free diet sodas. I don't drink much caffeine past noon. So session 1 has some caffeine in it, session 2 really doesn't. But these are a staple. I'll have like 2 of these per day, to be honest, maybe more. Depending on how fucking hungry I get or how deep into the diet I am. So I'm gonna sit here, eat this, have this, drink this, and then work a little bit and go train again. What's up, guys? So the rest of the day, basically, I had my intra, my post, second meal post. I did not record those, but macros in the day: 450 carb, 250 grams protein, and around 50 grams of fat. And I will be doing that for the foreseeable future. So, as always, thank you for following. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll be doing more videos like this in the future. But, let's keep these going. Hopefully I'll keep uploading very consistently.